Hello everyone, my name is Loco and welcome back to Lowkopia. Today we're gonna continue building our city, and as always, I will be playing for about an hour and I'm gonna be cutting out all of the boring parts so you don't have to sit here, and watch me build literally everything. Now today is actually a very warm day, so if I get really sweaty, it's alright, I'm promising I'm okay. Last episode, as you may remember, we spent about a good $500,000. On tunnels. We got them literally everywhere. We got rid of the motorway in most occasions. So we had like one looping around all the way over here, and we had another one looping around over here. There's still some traffic issues at this area right there, but basically we spent all of the money that we had on motorways. And at the very end of the episode, we were actually losing some money as well. Now, in the meantime, we started building on the Lokopian woodlands. And I'm thinking of dedicating this episode to just try and make as much money as we possibly can. That is gonna be the goal, and we're gonna have to try, obviously, to make that come true. Now, looks like there's already an issue right here. There's not enough workers here in the area that we got, and it's because no one is actually moving in. Maybe we should actually make this lower residential instead. Would that make more sense? That probably would make more sense. Wait, is it already? Wait, is this lower residential? Hold on. I'm actually just gonna unzone this for a second and zone in lower residential instead. I can imagine that would make more sense in this area. There we go. I think that would work a little better. And the same actually goes for this one. I'm thinking more people would move in if this is lower residential. I know that this was originally planned as a as an area where people would actually, move in, and we have like some very big buildings and whatnot, but I think it might look, or it might work out a little bit better if we make it like this. Now, obviously, we're gonna have to figure out a way to connect this to the rest of the world as well. And, well, this tiny little motorway right here is not working. What would be the correct approach here? Ideally, we would get a train station or something over here. So, I literally just mentioned that I want to dedicate this episode to earning as much money as possible. And then I figured, well, we could try and get a train station over there. The only problem being is that it comes out over here, and we need to move it all the way over there. We could technically make it go underground. That would work very well. Or at the very least, we can see if we can make it work, I guess, the normal way. At least that's the idea. There's already a tiny little one right there, but that's all fine. Ideally, I do want to have it as close to the actual road as possible. And we'll, like, make it look a little prettier later on. So I'm gonna try and connect this towards our new neighborhood. Now, I am getting rid of a little bit of, or not actually that much, but I am getting rid of a little bit of this commercial zone right here to try and make sure that the train station is working properly. Actually, I may be a little bit better off using these instead. Let's try and get them as close to the edge as possible. Oh, not quite like that, though. That's bad. Now, we are getting close. Not gonna lie, we're almost there. Obviously, I'm gonna have to figure out a way to actually get to the other side right here. We could actually just make it go over the road for just a second. Is that possible? Well, we could obviously connect it like that, but I mean, that would make this crossing right here pretty awful, I'm thinking. Would it? I'm assuming it will. It would look okay, though. I was thinking about actually making the road go up. But I mean, if that's not actually an option, we could always do it the other way as well. I'm actually try and see if I can to make it how I originally had it planned. So we want it moving up here. It does need a bunch of room in order to do that. Let's see. Well, that would look really weird. That would look really awkward over here. We'd have to come in from a different angle. There we go, that works right there. So I made a little loop around here. We may actually just have to move it over. We may have to, like, move it off of the side of the road a little bit beforehand, but yeah, this is cool. I like this a little bit better. Instead of, like, having everything on the ground, it would just turn out very unrealistic. I think it would look a little nicer with something like this. One thing that I need to do, though, is actually connect the power grid once again, because else we're in trouble. We don't want to be in trouble. That should do it. At least I hope so. There we go. Great. Yeah, so now it's just a matter of actually connecting it in over here as well. Now, we're gonna ideally have 2 train stations over here. One obviously focusing on people and the other one on actual transport. I'm thinking of prioritizing the transport one right now. If I can even afford it, to be honest. Ooh, it's 60,000 for the cargo train terminal. We actually should have thought about that a little bit beforehand. I guess we can put it down later in this episode once we actually, you know, are earning a little bit more. Well, let's just figure out the location where we want it. I think over here would actually be good. It's always going to be a little bit off of the site. But this should work out very well. So basically, it is going into this direction right here. We could even make it go over the motorway right there as well if we really wanted to. Or over the 6-lane right there. But this will do for now. This will do for now. And then later on we can also connect it to the other directions. I think for now though, while we are waiting to actually get enough money to make this work, we're gonna have to try and make this an area where people want to actually move in. And I think what we have to do for that is like add all of the things people need, pretty much. So that is, for example, a medical clinic right there. And that would be, for example, a crematorium right there. Alright, so what I've been up to is basically moving all of the different buildings that we got going on over in this area that we emptied last time. As you may remember, the mining operation. There was no more ores to mine, so we basically emptied the entire thing. I was planning on removing this, but instead I've just been moving different things around. So we got a police station moved over, we got a park moved over. For example, right now, we got a fire station right here. I'm basically just looking, where's the most dangerous area? And it looks like there's actually a lot of dangerous areas in my city for for fire. So I'll just like move it over here. And this is costing me quite a bunch, but it should be okay. So I actually have a bit of a problem right now. I accidentally removed one of the power lines right here, and it made us lose a lot of money. And right now I'm just barely in the minus right now, and I actually don't have any money to construct this freaking cheap thing. So I'm actually gonna have to take a loan, I'm afraid. I mean, what else can I do? This is really annoying. Oh god. That's actually the first time I ever took a loan in this game. I should not be doing it this way. Space already occupied. Oh, come on. I need to find a super cheap solution here. Oh, that would work, right? Come on, please work. Alright, there we go. Oh, we are once again in the green. I got a little bit worried there, because we just started losing out on so much money. Okay, maybe I should just let the game run for a little while just to get some money back. Nah, we're not doing that. We're doing this the hardcore way. Let's get this thing back into action as well. Stop emptying, so we actually have some use over there. And we are actually earning a lot of money right now. Okay, I was gonna say, I was doing everything right, and all of a sudden the thingy dipped below the amount of money that we were earning. Turns out half the city didn't have electricity. Alright, trying to get rid of all of this junk that the people have. We need to make sure we get an incineration plant going over here, and maybe one of these garbage things as well. I'm thinking of just putting it a little bit away from the rest of the town, because, well, in the past we had plenty of issues with people getting sick because of it. So I want to move over this incineration plant right here. I'll move over one of these landfill sites later on as well, but we'll just do it like this for now. And just make sure that this is added to the district. And apparently people will actually be able to use this just fine. Didn't actually know it worked like that. There we go. So people should be able to move that or use that just fine. And it should be a little bit safer that way. At least like should not have gotten, or it should not be getting anyone sick. Alright, I think it's time to actually expand this little area some as well. So we have a big ass industry or industrial zone right here, and while there's still a need for industry or for industry as well, we could just move it up a little bit. We could also add some offices if we really needed to. Is there any place where in particular we could use some of it? There's actually a way to check that. I'm not sure. Nah, I don't actually really care. We could obviously make a bit of an office zone over here as well. Maybe closer towards this end and, you know, use the area for the trees that we have. Because the foresting is very useful, obviously. But let's just expand this area a little bit. You know what? Let's just add some offices in here. Let's just do it. See how it actually works. So there's literally a park right in the middle of it. I mean, I would build my office right there, and then we can add some more residential over there. Now, obviously, we do have to make sure we're moving in, or moving in the water that we got going on. So that's the electricity right there. Water is pretty useful as well. Let's just zone in most of this area. These offices actually seem to do very well over here. I'm quite surprised by that. I should actually move this road over a little bit. These buildings are still emptying, or at least, well, this incineration site is actually, or that one is actually empty. And this one is, yeah, 47% full. So, yeah, we can almost remove this road completely. May have to just move it around a little bit for now. I was actually planning on moving this over here. Okay, well, I guess that will do. I'd rather not have them that close to the city, though. Alright, well, we'll see if people actually get sick. So let's, yeah, stop that from emptying so people can actually start using it. Fair enough. Oh, by the way, I actually added those 2 roads here as well. So those are 6-lane directional ones. Until we can actually afford a train station. Which is actually right now. But let's first get to a bit of a safer margin. Before we get like the same problem happening once more. I don't want to go broke. If people really want offices this bad, I guess I can just add some more in it. I mean, yeah, this area, I guess it is being built some. But it's not as nice as we would have liked to. I guess we can sort of mix them together though. The pollution seems to be alright. We can have a quick look at that. Where's the pollution? Which one is that? I think it's this one. Yeah, the pollution. So it's actually quite nice because the actual, like, what's it called? The foresting area, rather. Those actually don't really cause very much pollution at all. So you can make a nice little neighborhood right here and have offices and people living next to each other while there is still industry in the middle of it. Now let's once again stick to the rule of not zoning in an entire area 100%. Let's have some breathing room in here. So I'm once again gonna be clicking a whole bunch because I want to add some trees in this little, I don't know, it's like a rectangle sort of square sort of thing here. And just make sure that it looks very pretty as well. Because we made that mistake plenty of times in the past where we just zoned in an entire area and it just looked awful afterwards. So, like, this should be a little bit nicer. We're also gonna get rid of a bunch of the trees that are in the middle right here. People even start building the actual offices before I give them water. They really want to build some of them. That's pretty crazy, though. Alright, we'll add some more industrial zones over there. And those are obviously gonna be the foresting areas once again. Let's just get started on that. It's funny though how much prettier zones become and how much better looking and functional they become as well when you add a whole bunch of these like empty strokes, like these empty like pieces of land, I suppose, and just fill them with trees, or at least like the outline of it. At the very least, ever since I started using that, things just look way better because you actually put some thought into you know, where you actually put down all of the buildings as well. But things just become a lot more functional as well. And while there's obviously places in this city that are not great, it's working out much better ever since I started incorporating little plots of land, I suppose, that look like that. But we do need some water over here. Sorry about that, guys. Alright, so we're finally actually getting some money right now, some good income. Obviously we do want to try and up it, but let's first off put down that train station that we wanted to put down earlier. So that's gonna be the cargo train terminal. I've never actually put one of these things down. It's so expensive though. Actually, it doesn't even fit. I thought it would be... Wow, I thought it would actually be a lot easier to put these things down. That is pretty insane. They're huge. Maybe we should find a different position for it then. Although I do like the idea of having it over here. That bridge may need to go again. Because it is actually a lot further out. Yeah, let's just... Oh man. This hurts. Removing these things that we put so much effort into. Alright. Fine, we're just gonna plop it down right here. Here we go. You ready? Boom. Half the people are happy, other half of the people aren't really. These things are very cool though. They look awesome. All right, we can make this look sick a little bit later. We may just have to use some more underground tunneling to make sure that this thing actually works properly. Very expensive though. Oh my god. Whoa. Alright, we need to definitely connect that to actually make good use of it. Alright, that will do right there. So basically it goes on the ground right there, and it comes back up over there. And then obviously we can connect this one over the road right here and make sure that it's actually, you know, having lines connected to it later as well. Not really a priority, but we can connect it onwards into this direction and maybe move it back over. I don't know, somewhere like this, and then have it connect in here to a different train station. Maybe that's something we can do later, though. That's not really necessary right now, and on top of that, we don't really have the money for it. So let's just create like a temporary solution right now. Something like that. That will do. Okay, now we just actually have to put down something that makes it go from point A to point B. Can we even use it? We better can. I think the issue that we have right here is that we only really have one of these cargo things. We probably need another one in order to actually make this one work. We don't have money for that. Alright, we're gonna refund this. Please get me actually a refund. Alright, yeah. We still have money for the or we still get the chance to refund it. I guess we're just gonna switch it into a normal train station then. A little unfortunate though. I didn't actually think about that very much. And obviously this one is gonna... this one is gonna work a little differently. We may actually had to not... or we may have actually been able to not remove what we had initially planned, or the train tracks that we had going on earlier. But it's okay. Alright, that will do right there. So I made a bit of a path once again that we did with the other train stations as well. Just to have a little bit more color in here. Can actually make it pretty much the same color as that. We've just been painting in some random things, so it looks a little bit more organic, I suppose, than it does normally. Now we just need to actually connect this with the train lines, like we did previously with the other trains. Alright, that will do. That will do right there. So there should be trains that will start moving right now. Go through the tunnel, come up over here, and go connect this area to the other ones as well. And I'm actually going to remove this path right here at the back, because it looks kind of silly. But, nice. More connectivity is always good. Definitely cannot be going wrong with that. And that seemed to actually have fixed most of the traffic issues that were happening over here as well. Even though it's only been running for a couple seconds right now. And then later on we'll make like another loop around back towards this area right here. Maybe have another stop somewhere over here maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Now one last thing to do with this new area as well is actually bus stops. I got a bus place right here. And apparently there's actually a bus leaving right there. Not completely sure where that's moving towards, but... actually it may be connecting... it may be actually connecting somewhere else. Yeah, there we go. So this is all fine. I'm just gonna click a bunch of times and make sure it goes, you know, through the entirety of this neighborhood, or at least for the most part through this neighborhood, so people can get around. I never really know exactly if that's a correct approach when doing this, or if it's okay to just click until you don't really have any bad exits anymore, like those two, and then it's done, right? I think that's just the correct approach right there. But yeah, that will make buses go all over this place as well, as you can see right there. Very cool though. Loving this new area right here. I am not happy with this underground tunnel. It looks really weird. It looks really weird. I wanna have a bridge right here. Looks way nicer. Well, hopefully as long as we can make it work, obviously. I'm gonna once again go underground. Must be a couple people that are really getting sick and tired of me editing all of these things out, but if it's not to my liking, I'm gonna keep changing it until it is. That power line right there was an issue. I cannot remove that. Hold on, let me put that back before I forget. Else all of a sudden a big part of the city is gonna be without electricity, which is not good. This should be fine though. This should work. Alright, there we go. And now I just want to connect this bridge towards the existing train stations. There we go. That will work much nicer right there. Once again, cut off the power lines on accident. I know we don't need both of those, but I like having a little bit of backup right there. Move this one up there, so we aren't gonna get in trouble. Alright, so it's been a little while since we did one of those, where I give you a full walkthrough, I suppose, of the city. So this is where it all started off. We made this little area, updated it about a gazillion times. Then we went over towards the skyline right here. That isn't much of a skyline anymore. Up next we see this little area right here, where there's a lot of like, I don't know, it's like higher residential zones, and we got a whole bunch of electricity happening right here as well. I swear to God, we had a second one of those generators. Am I going crazy? I'm pretty sure we had 2 of them. Not sure where one of them went. Then we over here have like the farming district, and apparently a massive traffic jam over here. We may have to look into that at some point. Actually, the trains are having traffic jams as well. I may have put down a little bit too many of those lines. Whoopsie daisies. We can likely fix that. Over here is the farmers area. So pretty nice little zone. This is the new area that we really started building today. That looks sick. Really, really loving this area. Then over here we got all of the circles and like the cool looking zone. Then over here we got the high-tech district, the tunnel district, and well, way over here we got the airport that is currently disabled because we do not have the money for it. So in the next episodes, I am not actually exactly sure what we are going to be doing. So if you have any good suggestions of what we should be doing, let me know by hitting me up with a comment down below. Other than that, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. And I want to thank you guys all for watching. Have an amazing day. Do not forget to smile. And I'll see you in the next one.